the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup qualification games are set to go down in Morocco this year. That's next month. But then you talk about the other nations on the African continent who definitely picked up the automatic right to be at the 2026 World Mundial in North America. That's talking about the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada. Well, yesterday for the Teranga Lions of Senegal, you tell that they did the Lord's work. For the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, not the best for them. But you can tell that for who, that's talking about the Ivorians. They did so well for themselves. The Bafana of South Africa. Yes, of course, 3-0. They won over the Amavubis of Rwanda yesterday, and they got the maximum 3 points, which of course put them top of Group C to be at the 2026 World Mundial. So now, how many nations do we have qualified already to the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup? Well, outside the African scene, one nation from the European scene also qualified to the 2026 Men's World Cup, and that's the Lions of England. Out of the 16 UEFA teams, we'll still have 15 UEFA teams to book their qualification into next year's World Mundial. 3 CONCACAF teams, and of course 2 playoffs, where definitely we'll see South American side and of course some other continental games go down in who is going to be at the FIFA Men's World Cup. 2 playoff spots remaining. Well, for Cristiano Ronaldo yesterday, he definitely keeps setting the record for himself as he became the highest goal scorer in World Cup qualification games. 41 goals he had. Yesterday, he struck his 40th and also his 41st goal yesterday. Outside football stories, we discuss about table tennis on the show this lovely morning. The update from Tunisia, Team Nigeria, Nigerian contingents, are they faring there in Tunis? And also you talk about that's a tennis story also on the show. And just we take a look at what we expect in the interesting world of sports for this weekend, especially the world of football, where we are set to see club football back to our TV screens. But once again, I say good morning and welcome to today's edition of the program Scoreboard in 15 right on 32 FM 94.9. Well, we are in jubilant mood, but that is not the end of the road. We're talking about Team Nigeria. Victor James Osimhen scored a hat-trick for himself yesterday as the Super Eagles of Nigeria ensured that they actually got the right to be in the playoffs after an abysmal performance in the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup qualification games. Not the best of performance. 3 managers. How many victories did the Super Eagles of Nigeria get in 10 games of the World Cup qualifiers? Well, definitely for Victor James Osimhen getting closer to being the highest goal scorer for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in lesser games. That's what Victor James Osimhen is definitely aiming at this point in time. Rashidi Yekini with 37 goals. Victor Osimhen locked on 29 after his hat-trick yesterday. You tell that the Galatasaray forward is definitely doing all he could in his own power to ensure that the Super Eagles of Nigeria and also himself, they become great again in the football scene. But after the 4-0 drop in over Benin Republic yesterday, let's take a listen to what the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria had to say about the performance of Team Nigeria yesterday. Let's take a listen to the words of 𝐶 𝐶, head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
I'm so proud of my players. They deserved this game because it was not easy with a new coach, with a new philosophy to acclimate really faster. So now we go to Morocco. This is not finished. This is the beginning. It will be very, very, very difficult. So tonight I'm just happy for my player. They played a great game 2 hours ago. They played a great game 3 days ago. Like I said before in the last conference press, thanks God because you are here. And I'm happy for the fans because they bring us the victory. They start to help us to push us to take this victory. The player played a very great game, especially the best striker in the world. The best striker in the world. And all the players, they gave everything. For me, for sure, they are my champions. So I'm happy. I'm very happy for them, for this player. The football is like that. Sometimes you do a mistake, you lost, but they like the country Nigeria, and they give every time they give everything. So for me, I just wanted to that they are focused on the state of mind, on the life group, and sometimes I do some mistake too. But actually, you can ask to captain and the player. We are a family, and if we win, this is together, and if we lose, and if we dead, this is together. So once again, I'm happy for them. I'm so proud of my player. I'm so proud about my captain, because he scored a great penalty in Lesotho. So everybody brings something in this team. So now, like I said, this is not finished. So thank you very much for everything, and now we have a lot of work again. Thank you.
Definitely lots of work again for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as they'll be playing there in Morocco next month. And talking about the teams who definitely were ranked as the second best teams in 4 groups. Now we have Nigeria, Gabon, Cameroon, and Democratic Republic of Congo. Now the CAF playoffs are for the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. We are the playoffs winner. We have a chance to secure the 2026 FIFA World Cup via the Interconfederations playoffs. And the game is slated between November 13 to 16, 2025. Remember, for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they have friendly games lined up for that period, but now it is all cancelled. Gabon with 19 points, Democratic Republic of Congo with 16 points, Cameroon with 15 points, and the Super Eagles of Nigeria with 15 points. That's how the table stands for those who definitely will be in the playoffs. And then we still talk about football from the African continent. I told you that Mane inspired Senegal to secure their World Cup spots at the end style. And also for Ivory Coast to secure the World Cup qualification in style. For Morocco, they set history. They went straight into the history books also, where we talk about the world football, setting a new record for most consecutive wins after they defeated Congo 1-0 at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium yesterday to finish with a perfect record in the 2026 World Cup qualifying campaign. And of course, for the that's the Atlas Lions of Morocco, you tell that they surpassed Spain's record, where of course for Spain's record, it's definitely involved that's 15 wins in a row between 2008 and 2009. But Walid Regrague's side definitely has 16 at this point in time. And then we still talk about African football. Well, you tell that for the Leopards, they defeated Sudan, as they claim that that's the playoffs bet. So for England, we also tell you that in the world of European football, they qualified to the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup, becoming the first first European side to qualify to the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. They did that yesterday after the victory against Latvia. So we take a look at the already qualified 28 nations are set to participate in the expanded edition of the FIFA Men's World Cup. Remember, this year's edition, and that's the next year's edition of the World Cup, we would have 48 teams. 48 teams of the 48 teams, the host nations, that's talking about the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada. They make up the field of 48. But the nations who definitely went through qualifying series, who also qualified: Japan, New Zealand, Iran, Argentina, Uzbekistan, South Korea, Jordan, Australia, Brazil, Ecuador, Uruguay, Colombia, Paraguay, Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, Algeria, Ghana, Cape Verde, South Africa, Qatar yesterday also. They qualified to the 2026 Men's World Cup. England, qualification yesterday. Saudi Arabia, they qualified yesterday. Ivory Coast and Senegal. Those are the already qualified nations to next year's World Mundial. And you tell that that's definitely going to be a great one. But for Cristiano Ronaldo and his side, that's talking about Portugal, they were shy of getting that's the World Cup tickets yesterday after Dominic Szoboszlai's late strike ensured that the game ended 2-2 yesterday. But for Cristiano Ronaldo, as the name implies, you know that this man in front of goal is someone to fear so much. But he became the top goal scorer in the World Cup qualifying history at the age of 40, scoring his 48th and 41st goal, overtaking retired Guatemala's international Carlos Ruiz, who scored 39 between 1998 and 2016. And for Cristiano Ronaldo, that was his 947th career goal. This man is still eyeing up to score 1,000 career football goals. So let's leave football stories at this point and talk about table tennis. We are in Tunis. The ITTF African Championship 2025 games are going on. Well, it was not the best of a performance from Team Nigeria and also Nigerian players yesterday as Cote Matthew. Well, of course, he advanced into the next round of the men's singles. But the same can't be said about some other Nigerians. Rabiu Aisha. We also talk about Mati Taiwo. You talk about Abdul Fatai, Abdul Basit. Well, for Jide Omotayo, well, he went into the next round, but Ajoke Ojomo, the captain of the women's side, well, she lost to Maurice Jade of Algeria, 4 sets to love. And then you talk about who else? That's Ojo Favor, Shukurata Ila Begon. These ones definitely didn't get the victory yesterday for themselves. But later today, the action would continue. But that's without a few Nigerians. But for the actions set to continue later today, we'll talk about the world of table tennis. Well, we tell you that for the actions, Maurice Jade will be up against Al-Dabi Marwa. Saida Ella will be up against Alub the Mariam. Also, Saliufu Abdel Kader will be up against Bilal Muhammad. And then we will up Dina Meshref will be up against Frida Badawi. Both Egyptians. Anna Goda will be up against Raimanat Anithra. I would offer Omar Assar up against Wasim Esid. This is a game you actually need to look out for. We'll talk about men's table tennis at this point in time. And then we would have the finals of the women's doubles. Anna Goda teaming up with the Nameshra for once again. They'll be up against Alub Dhabi Miriam and Alub Dhabi Marwa. And then in the men's final, we'll be have Abdulaziz Yusuf will be up against Al Bilal Mohammed and Bella Magdalene. So that's the update from the world of table tennis going on there in Tunis. But this is how far we can go on today's edition of the show, right on 32 FM Scoreboard in 15. We'll come later in the afternoon. And of course, take a look at the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the chances of us also performing at the playoffs, where of course we will be up against Gabon. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I say do enjoy the rest of the day, and bye for now.